Hey, happy Monday. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Take It to the Hizzy Fantasy Football. This is TITTH number 88. I'm your host, Justin Bruni, and I got Nick with me tonight. Nick, tell everybody what's up. You're still muted, boss. There we go.
Like always.
There it is.
There we go.
What's
Sorry.
up, boss? How we doing?
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Good to have you in. Yeah, we got Monday Night Football kicking off here. We got the Bills versus the Patriots. Kind of anticlimactical with the Bills already locking up the division here. Going to be interested to see what we get out of this matchup if Patriots really try to take it to them. But how was your Sunday, Nick? How was the finals? Give us a little recap of your championship fantasy matchup.
Man, I got housed. The guy I went up against, the Punisher, he definitely lived up to his name.
Nice.
I'm pulling up it right now, but basically I lost by an Alvin Kamara. Yeah, an Alvin Kamara and 2 points.
So 52 points.
52 points.
Yeah.
Just to give some highlights, Corey Davis for him got 0 points. That was great because he had Ryan Tannehill, so there was no stack that happened. Brandon Ayuk only got him 2 points, but Alvin Kamara really carried the team with 50. David Johnson got 24. Jeff Wilson got 20. Tom Brady got 37. For me, the only guy that my highest scoring guy was Myles Gaskin. 26
Nice. Well, Myles Gaskin went off. That was awesome.
Yeah, but Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes only got me 29 points. So that was really fair. Yeah, it kind of blew. So
that was a weird matchup too. The Falcons and the Chiefs. It was a fun game to watch, but not really what you're anticipating from the Chiefs. I felt like in a division clinching game.
I was ultra disappointed with that matchup. I thought there was gonna be a little bit more offense from both ends.
Yeah.
I saw that Calvin Ridley on Yahoo scored a touchdown, but then it got taken away. I'm not even sure what happened, but whatever. I lost. I just accept the results because you know what? If I'm gonna lose to Alvin Kamara putting up 50 points, who was a first round pick, so be it. So be it. Like I didn't lose to Myles Gaskin or I didn't lose to Greg Ward. Like it wasn't like a random that popped off. I lost to a legitimate first round pick. So
you didn't get backdoored by Berrios for 3 touchdowns. I think that was the best one I liked.
Yeah. We talked about that off air, but I accept the results, and I can't refute it. But I'm not mad that I lost. And
second place ain't bad. You get some cash for that. I wouldn't mind second place. I'll take that.
Double my money.
I've been out for a while, so I would have taken that. So, well, job well done regardless. That was the Rick and Ricklaxation League, the Take It to the Hizzy League this year. We'll be trying to bring it back next year. It's a pretty deep league, like 11 starters, 11 bench spots. So it's a lot of fun. If anyone watching is in that league, go ahead and shout us out in the chat. If you'd like to be in it next year, let us know. We'll get you in.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so going into tonight's preview, like I said, we got the Bills and the Pats. Bills coming in as 7-point favorites. Patriots +7. Money line, last I saw, Bills were at -330, and the Patriots are at +275. Game total of 47 points. I'm going to say really quickly, I hate this game. I don't really know what to expect because the Bills, they got it tied up. Like they don't really need to throttle the score. They need to make sure that these guys are healthy for the playoffs. These guys need to be thinking about the Chiefs, not the Patriots right now. That's what I'm thinking about. I mean, I know it's a couple weeks before the playoffs, but I feel like we're just like ready. I don't know, just because there's so many divisions that are wrapped up and we're just kind of waiting for everybody to kind of trickle in here. But I like the under of 47 points. I feel that's where my safest money is tonight. I don't feel comfortable. Well, realistically, I feel comfortable picking the Bills to win, but -330, it's not the best value, And the spread, I don't want to play with it either. I like the total. I like the under. What are you thinking here? Maybe you might have some trends for us.
I'm looking at the lines right now, and I definitely agree on the under 47. Do I think that the Patriots can keep pace, like a touchdown pace, with the Bills? Not really. Not with how the offense is struggling and how different the offenses are. So like Buffalo is a high flying passing offense, which is pretty much the standard in today's NFL. But the Patriots depend so much on the run. And I just don't see them like. I see the Bills getting up 14 points and the Patriots struggling to hit 3 points. So
yeah, I could see that. That's why I like the under here. I feel like 47 may even be too high.
yeah, let me look at. I'm looking at some trends right now. So Buffalo is 6-0 against the spread in their last 6 games. The total has gone over in 10 of Buffalo's last 14 games. That's not like a strong enough trend for me, like to be like betting the over with how I'm thinking. So that's a good one. But the total has gone over in 6 of Buffalo's last 7 games on the road. So, you got to really kind of weigh it out and weigh out the type of offenses that have been playing in these games in the past couple years, last 5 years, when Tom Brady was there, it was a little bit more high flying than what's happening now.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, it's a completely different offense. Cam Newton, I mean, there's no way he could run that offense. It's just, yeah, completely different beast, different animal right now.
Yeah.
Between the two, like, I feel like the Bills, like, if they get up, they could pack it in. Like, you could see the reserves come in and start taking snaps, I feel like this is a game where Josh Allen could only play 2 or 3 quarters, so I'm taking like some unders for him tonight as well. I don't feel great about him playing the entire game because I could see the Bills going up big. Right now, Bill's not going to the playoffs. The only thing he can stand to gain from this season is getting more experience for his players, getting a better draft pick. So yeah. I feel like we could see Stidham in this game. I don't think that really does anything to the total. I don't think that does anything to the pace of play by any means, having Stidham in there versus somebody else. I know that they're not getting back Julian Edelman tonight and for the rest of the season, so that's not going to happen. I don't think anyone feels good about starting the Patriots to save their fantasy championship tonight. Is there a deemable starter that you feel comfortable with for the Patriots?
No. I mean, I would not play anybody on the team. I mean, if anybody, be Damian Harris. That's the one guy that I would play if anybody. But I mean, his production always gets cut down by Rex Burkhead. I don't even know if Shoney Michel is in now. He's in and out of the lineup all the time. James White, he's in there. So it's just hard when you're looking at that team and you're like, Cam Newton has no redeemable qualities fantasy wise. I mean, he has like passing and rushing value, but is not enough to actually be a productive person on your team. And then Jacoby Myers it pops off every like third game, which is not really productive for a team. So Damian Harris is like the one guy that I would say, okay, if I had to start one, I'll start him. But I always stay away from New England unless it's Randy Moss and Tom Brady in there.
Gonna be a while.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
Going to be a while till that comes back around, until they I don't know, maybe get Zach Wilson and trade for Julio Jones. I don't know, like maybe Julio Jones could have the Randy Moss rebirth with New England in the Patriots offense. I don't know. For the other side, I don't know if you're necessarily banking on Josh Allen to win you your fantasy championship, because like I said, he could be taken out after the third quarter, maybe even halftime if they're up by enough. I see this being a situation where the Bills, it's either one or two things. The Bills want to kill the Patriots. They just want to stomp on their throats for all the years of punishment, or they just pack it in and they keep their eyes on the prize and go to the playoffs, which I think it's the latter, in my opinion. Just because, the culture there, you probably want to smash the Patriots to death tonight, just to kind of, raise the clout level a little bit, show that Buffalo swag, that Bills Mafia swag off a little bit. Put Bill Belichick and the Patriots in their place. I just don't think it's going to happen. I could see him even losing this game. Just in a weird finish where the Bills just don't care. They just pack it in. They're on the road, right? So it's not like they're doing it in front of their fans or anything like that. Chess, not checkers. I don't know.
Yeah, they got to be smarter. I mean, what the biggest thing that they got to do is walk away with no injuries. If they walk away, you just got to be healthy, because in today's NFL, you can literally lose your season just running, and you don't want that to happen. You want to be smart. Get like I said, get a 2-touchdown lead, and then pack it in. I was gonna say, before you mentioned Josh Allen, pack it again in. I was gonna say, why is he even playing? Aren't they already in the playoffs?
2 games. The next week, I bet he does not play next week. But this game, 16, I bet they play.
Okay.
Because you also don't want them to get completely out of rhythm. They are not going to get a first round bye. So, 1 week off is cool. Like that's good rest. But 2 weeks off gets you out of that rhythm, and I don't think they need that for Allen. I think he could even play 1/4 of week 17 potentially. I think they'll treat it as kind of like a preseason game. And I don't hate that either, because you'll get some back end experience for some of those guys that could fill in some random voids in the playoffs. Random guy gets pulled off for, to get, taken into the blue tent for 10 minutes, 15 or so, right? You never know. So yeah. I think it'll be good. Bills are in a good spot, but all roads lead through Kansas City to make it to the Super Bowl. So I'm looking forward to that potential playoff matchup.
Yeah, I had a new job today, and they asked me, "Oh, you're in fantasy football. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl?" And I was like, I mean, honestly, like it's going to be the Chiefs in the AFC, and I was like, in the NFC, it's going to be the Bucks or the Bucks or the Packers. I was like, those teams are basically the top teams. I was like, all roads lead to those guys.
I don't believe in the Saints. So like let's see, the NFC, the teams that have locked up, the Packers, the Saints, the Seahawks, and Bucks, and between that bunch, yeah, I believe in the Packers the most, and they're the teams that have locked it up, and the Packers should be locking up home field advantage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they'll be solid. They'll maybe sprinkle in some random fans. I know they were saying that they were holding off for the rest of the regular season, so maybe they sprinkle in some team owners, some fans into the stands, and get the place popping a little bit. I bet Ty from the Pat McAfee show gets to go. I bet he gets an invite.
It'd be good publicity.
Him and AJ Hawk sitting 6 feet. I think that'd be solid.
Yeah, they probably get sideline passes, to be honest.
Pat can't go though. I don't know if they give sideline passes during COVID. I haven't had fans. I think the Packers had fans in there for like a minute, like a game or two, and then something happened. We had like that big hike, in the country, and then they're just like, no. Bills losing? Steve? Question mark? Maybe. I'm not betting the money line, and I'm not betting the spread. Like I want nothing to do with those. I love the under. I love the 47 points. Give me the under. That's where my safe money is tonight. I want no part of this question mark, and that's literally what I see when I look at this matchup, is just a huge question mark, because, like you said, like the trends, like they're hard to even analyze, because it's the Patriots' history, right? Completely different team. The Bills have only had Allen for a couple of years, and just the situation. One team should lose, and the other team doesn't need to win, right?
Yeah.
Like if one team wants to lose and the other team just doesn't care, like give me the under. Lack of excitement. Let's see. Steve is saying in the chat, Rodgers never had a home field too. That'll be huge. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, if you're a Packers fan, yeah, that'll be huge.
I mean, I don't know. I guess in terms of like travel, like it's good rest that you don't have to travel for that. But I mean, home field advantage is not exactly what it is anymore. So
I think the last what is it, 6 or 7 years, the Super Bowl winner has had a first round bye.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily represented on both sides. Like, AFC Championship, NFC champion is always the number one seed, but the Super Bowl winner has had the bye for the past 6 or 7 years. So we'll see what happens. But I agree, Chiefs, Packers. I want to see it. I can't call a winner. I can't do it. It'll be a fun game. I'll take the over. Easy money. Easy money.
Just don't have it be like McVay's Super Bowl. That was a huge disappointment offensively.
Oh, Henny would like to hear more from Nick. He says, I'm dominating the conversation way too much. Sorry, Henry. Speak up, Nick. And while you're at it, on that note, Nick, you can go over the props.
Okay. So the props, let me see. Actually had it up this time. All right. So passing yards, Cam Newton. The line is 165.5 yards.
Under. I'm taking the under on both quarterbacks. What do you got on Josh Allen?
269.5. I'm going to say under on both because I don't believe Allen plays the entire time. And Newton, I don't think he gets over 115 yards.
That's not a bad call, because we could actually see Stidham in this game too, right? I took the under on both on monkeyknifefight.com, and I was telling Nick before the show started, what was it? They were doing an either or, so Cam Newton or Josh Allen, who passes for more yards, but Cam Newton gets 101.5 head start. What? Yeah, we're just gonna spot him a century mark. No big deal. We're just gonna spot him a hundo.
I mean, it's absolutely possible, but I don't think Allen plays the entire time, so that's why I
Yeah.
think it's not going to happen. So passing touchdowns both are at 1.5.
And Allen could hit it in like one quarter. Allen could hit it in the first quarter and leave after that. I'll take the over for Allen and then the under for Cam. I think that's keeping it simple, right?
Yep. I'm going to agree with that. Absolutely. Pass completions, Cam Newton 15.5 under. I'm going to say he doesn't get 10.
Agree.
Josh Allen 23.5. I'm going to say under, not because he doesn't get it, but because he doesn't play long.
Yeah, you're right. 23.5 is really high.
Yeah. That's like a normal game.
Yeah, exactly.
So rushing yards, Cam Newton, 39.5.
Sure.
I'm gonna take the over on that.
Yeah, sure. I'm with it. Because Cam could still play the whole game. I just don't. I feel like if he does, that's Bill just being nice. Like, hey man, this is your tryout for somewhere else.
Devin Singletary, 42.5.
Nope. It's taking the under.
James White, 13.5.
Fuck it. Give me the over. Yeah. I mean, he hit it on 2 or maybe even 1.
Sony Michel, 61.5.
Under. They'll just split it up between everybody under.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. I'm going to take the under on that. So receiving yards, Damiere Byrd, 35.5.
Give me a sneaky over. Give me a sneaky over for Damiere Byrd. I say he's the guy there. Ooh. No Jacoby Myers. Nobody else. Yeah. Give me Damiere Byrd. Sure. Give me the over. I like it.
Jacoby Myers is 51.5.
Under. See, I like that value. I mean, between the snaps that they'll both share, Damiere Byrd's going to play just as much as Jacoby Myers. Give me the over for Byrd and under for Myers.
James White, 23.5.
Yeah, sure. Give me the over. Who just got the first carry? Was that White?
Everything has all the over unders have disappeared on me. They were disappearing
while the game started. That's all right. Yeah. that's no big deal.
I was trying to fire them.
Donnie's got a fun fact. He said if the Bills win tonight, they will be the first team in the NFC East to sweep the Patriots since 2000. Man, I wish we knew that before the show, and then we know they'd really want it. There goes Michelle cracking off the prop.
Yeah, I saw that run. That was a nice little run. See, you just don't know who it is. Like, I thought Damon Harris. Like, Damon Harris has been pretty solid the past couple of games that I've watched. But Bill don't give a fuck about your fantasy team.
Yep. Yes, sir. That was a good run by Michelle, by the way.
Good. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Boy.
Oh, no. Oh, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's pretty typical. Well, I'll pull up some Monkey Knife Fight then if they're not giving us anything like that. Maybe I can pull up some Monkey Knife Fight second half, or you can jump into if you go into the live tab, you can pull up maybe some live bets. Let me see here.
Here we go.
Looks like they don't have any of the numbers up yet for the second half because the game just started here. Oh, nice little throwback. What do we got? Oh, wow. Damiere Byrd just dropped a touchdown. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
That's embarrassing.
Was that the play you had called out? That was what? Oh, now they're bringing up 3rd and 13, so we'll see what we get there. That's all good. We can just jump over to the game reviews if you want. The game just started anyway, so we can just kind of go through this week's lineup. You want to start from the front of the week this week? Because, man, the front of the week was balling.
Yeah, I'll definitely go that way. So
it's kind of anticlimactical, the Sunday night game and the late games on Sunday.
Yeah, I was not watching too much football because I was pretty much sad in my feelings that I lost in the championship. But I got housed by the guy who dominated the headlines this week, Alvin Kamara. New Orleans Saints beat the Vikings 52-33. Let's pull up the stat line. So Alvin Kamara, 22 attempts, 155 yards, 6 touchdowns.
Wow.
And then he only got 3 receptions for 17 yards. Like, what a loser.
Only.
Yeah.
Nick Folk for the field goal. Let's see what we get here. I mean, my biggest takeaway from that game was Drew Brees. Like, he's still not going to be ready for the playoffs. I don't see it.
His arm just looks like Peyton Manning at the end of his career. It just kind of seems like, he lost like the power that drives the ball, because it always seems, because I was thinking about it, because I was like, man, like, he's able to drive the ball far when he needs to, but it's always like a little bit short. And it's just like, he's always just like a little off. Like he's used to being able to just chuck it, and like his arm just isn't giving him the same power anymore.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know why they rushed him back. I don't think it's a good situation for them. Taysom Hill could have easily finished out this season, save him for playoffs. They're trying to get Mike Thomas back for playoffs. I just don't love the Saints right now going into this playoff berth here. I mean, they're locked in, but it's been from their body of work all year long. They're really beat up on offense right now, and I'm just not sure what to expect with them. Mike Thomas potentially coming back. Maybe that's the cheat codes for Drew Brees, some slant boy action. I just don't like them. I'm not going to be putting any money on them to make it to the Super Bowl or their NFC Championship even. I'd like to see like Packers Seahawks in the NFC Championship. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. One guy to take of note, Irv Smith, 9 targets, 6 receptions, 53 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's coming on strong as hell.
Yep.
He's going to be a tight end to look at next year.
Yeah.
Not saying Kelsey or Kittle area, but
No.
he's going to be one of those risers where let me think of a good I don't even know who a good tight end to like think of him about.
Just think of their offense in general though. Like, Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, Irv Smith, if he can be the one next year, I feel like Kyle Rudolph is just kind of earning that just by his experience, his leadership, just being there, having the seniority essentially, right? Like being able to block. Obviously that's a huge thing, but you can get a tight end that can block. There's plenty of them out there. So I think that's what they need to do. They need to move on from Kyle Rudolph. I don't know anything about his contract. So if it's up, cool. If it's not, I'm sorry. Like you got to trade him or cut him, man. I mean, come on. Like,
yeah.
It's not even like Greg Olsen, like it's not like Kyle Rudolph could go to Seattle and then just like be Greg Olsen or pop off,
Yeah, I don't see that happening. I mean, Tyler Eifert, he's kind of like him and Kyle Rudolph. They're kind of like the same person, like player, basically.
Yeah.
And I see the same production coming from Kyle Rudolph if he goes somewhere else. For me, Irv Smith with the 2 touchdowns, it means he's a red zone target, so he's getting looked at. Kirk is looking at him, so. For me, he's gonna be on my radar to pick up next year because
absolutely. I mean, I felt like he should have been on people's radars this year. I mean, I don't think people were incredibly high about Kyle Rudolph. Kyle Rudolph was holding on to people's playoff hopes last season because he was just getting a random touchdown per game,
Yeah.
But I feel with the new identity of the offense, like they can go in a lot of different directions. They can go vertical and still have Dalvin Cook there, right? Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Irv Smith, 3 reliable pass catchers in that offense. That's gravy. That's awesome. Plus you got Dalvin Cook back there. Just build up that offensive line a little bit more. Maybe try to move Kirk if you can. I don't know. Like if they had Joe Burrow, oh my God, young quarterback. Any of these guys that we're talking about coming into the draft next year, we'd be talking about the Vikings a little bit differently. I feel like I'm not saying Kirk Cousins holds them back, but he doesn't propel them forward by any means. He's not the X factor on that offense. I don't care what anybody says.
No, I don't see him as the X factor. I mean, I watched a lot of him in Washington because like that time during Washington is when I really like became like a Washington fan because of him. Because he was pretty successful at driving the offense. And honestly, he's a bus driver. He's not a game manager. He's a bus driver.
He's a bus driver.
He tries to limit his mistakes. And I honestly thought it was like limiting them because he wanted to have the high contract. But he's limiting them. That's because that's his style. Like he tries to limit the turnovers. He does take sacks and he does fumble. I mean, what quarterback doesn't? I mean, that happens to almost every single one of them. But he's one of the better quarterbacks that Washington has seen in some time. Think about the guys before: Christian Ponder, Sam Bradford. Like those guys weren't really good. Case Keenum was good for 1 year and 1 year only. He was a strike in a plan or lightning in a pan.
Those can happen, right? Like Mike Glennon right now, like he's doing stuff statistically. He's not winning games, but statistically, can't hate him too much.
Yeah, I mean, statistically, he's doing stuff, but Kirk Cousins is a better model. He just, I think with the receivers that they have, they need someone with a gun. They need like Mahomes. Like Mahomes.
Everybody needs Mahomes. Everybody. But yeah, I know what you mean. Or Josh Allen, like someone with a big arm. Someone with a big arm.
Yeah, someone that's not more accurate than more power. I think that would be more their style. I could see them moving on later from him, but there's no reason to right now. Like
they're not going to in the next year or two. I don't think. I mean,
I say two.
Yeah, sure. I could feel that just because I know they're not winning a Super Bowl this year, and I know they're not winning a Super Bowl next year. Who fumbled?
I don't even know who's. Oh, so the Bills are on offense. It looks like
Singletary?
Davis,
Oh, Gabe Davis. That sucks, man. Come on now.
but he picked it up.
Oh, well, you got me all excited. I was like, man, are the Patriots really trying to win this game? Like, what the hell, Bill? We want draft picks. All right, what's the next game?
Next game is Tampa Bay versus Detroit. Man, Tom Brady did the damn thing. I'm not gonna bet against Tom Brady in December anymore. If he's playing football, December is his like month because he like I literally was thinking about benching him for Gardner Minshew at the early part of the season, and it only took Gardner falling off for me to actually have to put in Tom Brady. But as the season went along, he gave me more production. He went for 348, 4 touchdowns, only got sacked once. That's great. He had a perfect passer rating. Mike Evans.
Perfect passer rating by halftime. Like, it was fucking wild.
Yeah, Blaine Gabbert came in. And he had 2 touchdowns for 143.
I love it. Oh, the Lions. Oh, the Lions.
So Mike Evans had
problem, quote unquote. Sorry, go ahead.
Mike Evans had 12 targets, 10 receptions, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns. Chris Godwin, 9 for 5 for 84 yards and a touchdown. Rob Gronkowski, 2 receptions, 58 yards, 2 touchdowns. Antonio Brown, 6 targets, 4 receptions, 35 yards, and a touchdown.
That's the guy they need to keep cooking is Antonio Brown. Like all those other guys, everything you just mentioned, that's kind of like what they do. But Antonio Brown needs to keep it going with Tom. They need to keep that connection rolling if they want to make a deep run here.
Yeah, absolutely. If the offense is cooking like this, I definitely see the Bucks becoming more of a player to be in the NFC Championship game against the Seahawks or against the Packers. But the offense has to be on point like this. Like this has to be on every time. And I think Tom Brady has the mental fortitude to come in and be like, all right, playoffs time. Like it is dead serious right now.
I respect that. I feel that. But at the same time, I would love watching Tom go to Green Bay because I think they could get housed in Green Bay.
Yeah. With especially if there's any kind of weather, I don't think that Tampa Bay is built like that. Like I think Rob Gronkowski would do okay. I think that Tom would do okay, but everyone else I don't think would do okay. Like they're not built like that, and they haven't spent a decade in that kind of weather. So I definitely see Green Bay giving them huge problems if they have to go there.
Yeah, I see that too. And just the Bucks haven't played that well up against the Bears and the Packers, like the better teams in the NFC North. So I expect because hey, maybe the Bears make the playoffs. They might see the Bucks again in the playoffs in the early round. So honestly I could see that being a bad spot for the Bucks there, even with the Bears coming to Tampa if that's the case. So they did not bode well this year up against the Packers and the Bears. So I think A-Rod has the advantage there, to be honest, despite the stacked talent that the Bucks have on that lineup. It's crazy.
Yeah. Nothing really talked about Detroit.
Exactly. So I was just about to say, like, nothing really there. Like, they got completely housed. Who scored their 1 touchdown?
I don't even know. I clicked on the next game. I saw that David Blough got in and only got like 47 yards. Let me see who got that touchdown. Was it a defensive touchdown?
No, I have no idea.
And from what I'm seeing, it looks like I don't know who got that touchdown.
No worries. Driscoll's in the house. Driscoll, anytime you want to shout out your winnings from the weekend, I know you had some crazy ones again.
Oh,
go ahead and fire them up. Singletary behind the line. 4th down.
Next game is San Francisco 20, Arizona 12. Did you know that CJ Beathard and George Kittle had been teammates for the past 9 years, dating back to the freshman year at Iowa? That's crazy.
Now I know why he still has a job there.
Yeah, for real. Like, just to let you know, he went 5 targets, 4 receptions, 92 yards, long of 27.
Respect to that dude.
Beathard scored 3 touchdowns with 182 yards passing. Jeff Wilson, 22 attempts, 183 yards, 1 receiving touchdown. These guys just and Kyle. Oh man, I dropped Kyle Juszczyk. He got 2 touchdowns.
Kyle, wow, sweet. That's tough, man. It's Juszczyk. It's a fullback. What were you expecting?
I mean, I
production.
I had him kind of like a Frank Gore, some random 3-point production just to like keep me in the game. But man, 2 touchdowns from him. I should have kept him for championship weekend. And then on the other side, Kyler Murray passed the ball 50 times, only had 31 completions for 247 yards, 1 interception, sacked 3 times, rushed for 85 yards with a long of 30. Kenyon Drake, 45 yards for a touchdown. Christian Kirk,
touchdown, but not enough.
yeah, definitely not enough. Kirk had 10 targets, 7 receptions, 76 yards. Hopkins 12 for 8 for 48, and Fitzgerald had 8 targets, 6 receptions, 28 yards. Really, it was just a lot of struggle bus everywhere.
And they potentially lost Kyler Murray for Week 17. We got to wait and see. Arizona, they're going to need a win, so we'll see what happens. But I'm not sure they're going to have Kyler Murray in Week 17. If it is, it's going to be a close call, game time decision, and potentially risking to get himself hurt for the playoffs. So we'll see what happens there. That's going to be an interesting situation, interesting game to follow.
I got his rookie card. He needs to come back and play, man. This is ridiculous. Like, I'm sick and tired of these rookie quarterbacks. We're getting their rookie cards and they're losing them for the season. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Niners is great and everything, but for fantasy, I feel like a lot of people are just starting, Beathard, or I'm not sorry, Wilson, because I saw him in lineups everywhere. Not
yeah,
Beathard. People start
it's the Shanahan offense, man. That zone running, man. Anybody can rush for 100 yards, and
it certainly helps with George Kittle back. That's going to open up some options. And shout out for that dude. You see, I know you saw it because Emron sent it to our group chat about him, growing up a Bears fan and helping the Bears keeping their hopes alive. I was all about that. So yeah, bear down, George Kittle. I love it. It's good stuff.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Next game is the Raiders and the Dolphins. Dolphins pull out a crazy comeback for 26 to 25 against the Raiders. The one thing I want to talk about is Tua. So I think that Tua is not the answer. I'm not impressed by him at all. And if you're like, Brian Flores is absolutely blessed to have Fitzpatrick to bail his ass out all the time. Like Fitzpatrick is like the ultimate closer, and it blows my mind on what happened. And I
never agreed with it to begin with. None of us, you, me, Emron, none of us ever said like, oh yeah, well, this is a good idea. Like, we'll put in Tua now and things will just be, great or the same or better. No, absolutely not. You called it perfectly. He's a closer. Like, Fitzpatrick is the closer. I think we see him. I mean, as long as they win their next matchup, we'll see Fitzpatrick close playoff games.
You know what? Like, if I was Fitzpatrick, I'm like, you know what, man, I'm gonna go elsewhere next year. Like, this is stupid. Like, as a quarterback, like he leads that team. That team works so much better when he's on the field, and they want to sell jerseys because Tua was drafted in the first round. Fitzpatrick is the answer this year. He's the Case Keenum of this year. Like, I'm not saying Fitzpatrick is as bad as Case Keenum, but he's not as great as like Tom Brady. But that flash in the pan, you're as great as Tom Brady for that single year. And they need to ride the hot hand. And I think that they're doing their team a disservice by having to do these incredible plays where Fitzpatrick has his face ripped off and then chucks the ball 35 yards for a completion. Like, it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable what he's doing there. And I don't know why Flores isn't like waking up and smelling the roses and be like, you know what? We're here to win games. Fitzpatrick is going to give us the option to win. God,
I hope he announces like, well, I don't think he'll be the starter next week, but if they do make the playoffs, I just hope that they announce it. He's the playoff starter. Because what are you doing? Like, why are you even trying to ask this kid to come in here and do this? Like, there's more pressure on him to do it than there is for Fitz. Fitz is just trying to have a nice little, ride out into the sunset, just hightail it with a nice little story to end his career. And this would be great, right? Even if they don't succeed in the playoffs, I think it would still be a great story for him. I don't want him to retire. I want him to come and be Mitch Trubisky's backup next year in Chicago or whatever. Like, that would be our starter. Yeah, exactly. Like I hope he doesn't hang it up. I hope he keeps going. But I think the signs kind of point to him like leaving after this. Yeah, I definitely think that he would leave. I mean, he hasn't really agreed with the decision of starting Tua, but I've seen clips and just like him interacting with Tua, and it's like you don't even expect.
you don't even expect him to do that, and he's just like, oh yeah, this is a learning experience. Like we need to understand that
Mhm.
not everything goes our way every single time, but you know what, we're gonna move on to the next game. And I'm like, dude, you don't say that if you're truly like an angry person. Like if you're a Ryan Leak, Ryan Leak would not do that.
He said as much. He's like, yeah, it hurt when they benched me, but I took the time, to just swallow it and move on. And we saw it like right away. Like, we saw him getting benched, and then like 2 days later, we saw him in like tight short shorts in practice. You know what I mean? Like the dude's got an awesome personality. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't come back for the Pat McAfee show next year, whether Fitzgerald is in the league or not in the league, he should be the guest host every Tuesday.
Hell yeah.
That's I
Yeah.
mean, he just has an awesome personality. If he's not doing that, he should be coaching or in the booth somewhere. Don't leave us, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah,
it's everything you want from football.
Stay in the limelight. Going over the Raiders. Nelson Aguilar.
Hey, salute Derek Carr. Dude's a soldier. Didn't get it done, but coming back from that groin pull, holy shit.
I did not think he was going to. I was shocked that he was active.
And Mariota played so well too in that previous matchup. I thought for sure, nope. Derek Carr sitting. I mean, obviously they didn't win the game, but the dude balled out. Just balled out. Go ahead, let them all know.
So Derek Carr, 21 for 34, 336 yards and a touchdown. He did get sacked 3 times, but had a pass rating of 104.5. Josh Jacobs was 13 for 69, no touchdowns. Nelson Aguilar, 6 for 5 for 155 and 1 touchdown, a long of 85 yards. Darren Waller was 6 for 5. Huh?
That was a sweet play, the Nelson Aguilar catch, that 85-yarder.
Darren Waller was 6 for 5 for 112 along with 33. Hunter Renfrow, 5 receptions, 34 yards. I said it all year. He's perfect for PPR because he's going to get like 5 to 6 receptions a game. Like it's kind of incredible, but he's not a big play guy at all.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the Raiders, they're just pretty much the typical Raiders, right? Plenty of offense to go around, not enough defense. I mean, they almost lost. This is a team that almost lost to the Jets. Like, I did not expect them to beat the Dolphins, but it was a good game, and we got a good show out of it. We got some Fitzpatrick in there. I was all about it. Great game. Fantastic. Couldn't ask for anything more.
All right, next game. New York Giants, Baltimore Ravens. Ravens beat the Giants 27-13.
It was not that close, though. It was not that close.
It was not. I watched the game. Just going over stats, Daniel Jones, 24 for 41, 252 and a touchdown. Got sacked 6 times. There's some offensive line problems in New York. Evan Ingram was 10 for 7 for 65 yards, no touchdown. Sterling Shepard, 12 for 9 for 77 yards and a touchdown. Glad to see he stayed healthy for a good stretch of games. Darius Slayton, 8 for 2 for 26. Glad I did not start him on championship weekend. And then on the Baltimore side, Lamar Jackson, 183 yards passing for 2 touchdowns, 80 yards rushing, no touchdowns. And then Gus Edwards was 15 for 85. J.K. Dobbins, 11 for 77 and a touchdown. Mark Andrews, 11 for 6 for 76. Mark Andrews should have had like 3 touchdowns. Like I had him starting championship weekend. He had every opportunity. I'm kind of bummed, but whatever. And then Marquise Brown got a random touchdown. He still doesn't get the Hollywood designation anymore, but he got
will not do that.
And Des Bryant popped off for a touchdown.
Hey, get him, Des. Not retired. There you go, Des. Not retired yet. I quit. This is bullshit. I'll never forget that. It's like they're literally doing like the pregame Monday night talk about Dez's comeback, and then he tweets like, "I fucking quit." Oh, it's funny. It was funny. It was a negative test. I mean, I felt really bad for him. It was terrible.
I felt really bad.
Sorry, false positive. Yeah, it was supposed to be a revenge game. It was against the Cowboys. It was not fair, and that was a great spot for a revenge game because the Ravens really needed to win that night. And I think Brown was out of that game too. And Lamar Jackson just ran all over the place. There could have been easy points for Des Bryant, to shine under the star in the end zone. Come on now, not fair, not right. They should replay that game just for Des. Come on now, do better with the false positives.
There's really not too much to talk about in this game. I mean, the Ravens really just ran the ball on the defense and forced the ball offensively to Mark Andrews. That was the plan.
Yeah, exactly. Let me take a look really quick. Do you think the Ravens make the playoffs? They need to win for sure. But then what else do they need? Oh no, they just need a win to clinch the berth, or they need Cleveland and Indy losses. I think they can do it. Who we got here? I think I might have it up. They play the Bengals, man, on the road. I think they got it.
Yeah,
I think they're good.
We'll see how it goes. All right, so
Driscoll's got his props up for tonight. He's got Beasley touchdown, Michelle touchdown, Beasley over 53.5 receiving yards. I don't love it, Jake. I like your last one. You hit. I typically like your props, but I'm not on the overs tonight. I'm on unders.
Yeah, I mean, right now Beasley, I don't think has gotten a single reception.
It's tough. We just got a turnover, I believe, by the Bills defense.
I have no idea. I've been talking to you.
Well, no worries. I got you. What's the next game up? Looks like they were punting, and Patriots probably committed a penalty or something dumb.
Next game is the Colts versus Steelers.
Fake punt and pass. Nice.
Colts and Steelers. Steelers pulled off 28-24.
What a game. The Steelers were down 21-0, correct?
Let me pull up that. It
should be 21-0. 21-0. Take the hat off to the Steelers. Holy hell. Up against that defense still, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care, we just outlasted them. We got to make the last play or whatever. No, that takes some real fucking grit. That was awesome. Go ahead with the numbers. Just had to get that out.
So Phillip Rivers, 270 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, sacked 5 times. I mean, it's the Steelers defense. And then Jonathan Taylor, 18 attempts for 74 yards and 2 touchdowns. Naeem Hines, he got 44 yards on the ground, 20 yards on 5 receptions in the air. Zach Pascal, not bad. Zach Pascal, 6 for 3 for 64 and a touchdown. Ty, 7 for 3 for 60. Jack Doyle, 6 for 4 for 50. Michael Pittman, 5 for 3 for 38. And Trey Burton got 4 for 3 for 18.
Would have been better than that light up DFS card I had. Bastard.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the Colts are in a bad spot now, man. I mean, the Steelers, they really proved they are what we think they should be. And after that game, because believe me, when the first half was on and I saw that score, I was like, wow, the Steelers are really going to fucking pack it in. Wow. Like, this is not the team that we thought they were. And then they showed us that they were.
Yeah.
In two quarters. So I'm not really that scared of them in the playoffs. I mean, I'm still leaning on the Chiefs and the Bills, to represent the AFC. But man, the Steelers are right there. Like they're in the same tier. They're just behind them. And those are the only 3 teams that clinch in the AFC thus far. The Titans, the Colts, I can't see them making a deep run still. I just don't see it from anyone else other than those 3 teams, being there in the AFC Championship. The Steelers will have to play the Bills, right? Yeah, because to make it to the AFC Championship, because it won't be the other way around. So, yeah, I mean, that'll be a great matchup, and then the AFC Championship will be great. So I'm really looking forward to that. We'll see. I just can't put them ahead of the Bills and Chiefs. So what do you think?
No. The Chiefs are I see the Bills and the Chiefs going. I think the Steelers, I think they're just going to get tired, man. Like I feel like they're kind of playing themselves out of a first round bye, and I think that's going to really suffer. I mean, if they kind of got that first round bye, they were going to be on, and I think that they were going to go to the Super Bowl. We'll see what happens in the last week. Just to go over the stats for them, Ben Roethlisberger threw 342 yards for 3 touchdowns, only sacked 1 time. Nothing really on the ground. James Conner, 5 attempts, 20 yards, 1 touchdown. That was like a vulture
They got to figure something out down there, man. They got to get somebody running the ball. They have to.
Yep. And then Deontay Johnson was 14 for 8 for 75. Juju was 13 for 9 for 96 and 1. Chase Claypool, 6 for 4 for 54. Eric Ebron, 7 for 5 for 47 and a touchdown. That's good. Didn't start him, no, because I had Mark Andrews.
Right.
And that was basically it for that.
Cole Beasley just headbutted the camera on sliding into it. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
Getting a first down. Driscoll was saying Beasley's about 50 yards short of 1,000, so he thinks Allen's going to get it for him. So we'll see. Allen working on his rushing prop right now. He just took a nice big gainer on the ground.
Next game, Cleveland Browns versus Jets. Jets going to lock up, the second overall pick. They beat the Browns 23-16. Very unfortunate for the Browns.
It's not fair. It's not fair for the Browns. Like, I'm not a Browns fan. I'm more into the House of Sadness, like you've alluded to, than I am in the comeback, right? Like, I'm not a Browns guy. The Browns are always going to Brown. Like, they're going to figure it out. But, man, COVID, not fair. Losing all your receivers, like,
I think it was coaches, too.
Oh, was it too? Oh man, that's fucking rough. Like, not having Jarvis there, even Higgins, like, that's rough. Like, I'm not saying Higgins is great or anything, but he'd make a difference. You know, they're using practice squad receivers and letting Austin Hooper light up the box score. What did Thomas Bryant do? Or Thomas Bryant, talking basketball, Harrison Bryant. Wrong night.
Harrison Bryant, 7 for 3 for 37.
7 for 3. Oh, so three catches on 7 targets for. Yeah, that could have been a lot better. I heard that, like, he was, you know, I was watching the game in passing, like the red zone, like, oh, you know, Bryant target. I was like, oh man, I bet he's having a good game because all the receivers are out. I bet the Njoku and, you know, and Hooper, I bet all those guys are doing well because they catch the ball in a different room, I guess. I don't know. So I was kind of pumped for them. I was like, oh cool, maybe we'll get some you know, David Njoku stats cranked up so the Bears can give him a big contract next year when they dump Jimmy Graham. We'll see.
So on the other end, Jameson Crowder's 9 for 7 for 92 and a touchdown. Braxton Berrios 3 for 60 on a touchdown. And
Braxton Berrios, what? He had a touchdown.
Yeah, he had a touchdown. It was from a pass from Jameson Crowder Jameson Crowder passed for 43 yards.
Did Berrios have 2 touchdowns though? Just one.
Just one.
Okay. I heard his name twice on red zone. No big deal.
Herndon, 4 receptions, 34 yards, 1 touchdown. And Sam Darnold was 16 for 32, 175, and 2 touchdowns. I still think he's not going to be a Jet next year.
No, I agree. I think they move on from him. I mean, I feel like they're still going to draft Fields at 2.
I mean,
like, kind of like how I mentioned the body of work for the Steelers and the Saints. Like, you have this whole front end of the year there, everything's great, and then you just can't close it out. It's the same thing, but with losing.
I swear, man, Gay should have lost his job when they won the first game. Like, he had one job, was to lose every single game this year so they could lock up Dabo Swinney and Trevor Lawrence, and he screwed it up. Like,
one win would have been fine. One win would have did it.
No, you got to go over in the NFL to get the first overall this year. It's COVID, man, and they screwed it up.
No, I know it, and the Jets are going to jet just like the Browns are, right? I mean, that culture, you just get in your way from getting exactly what you need. You know, it's really disappointing. Jets didn't do anything to impress me. You know, really, realistically, you know, Baker Mayfield, like, he's been great. We've been talking him up the past handful of weeks, but he needs his weapons. Like, he needs his guys still. Like, he's not going to get it done with practice squad receivers and all the tight ends.
Yeah,
they were lighting Austin Hooper up outside the numbers. Like, come on, like, that's not his job.
Yeah,
it was not a good situation, and the writing was kind of on the wall to start the game. You kind of knew they were going to have an uphill battle with that. I still thought they'd come down with the win because it is the Jets. You know, it's kind of expecting a defensive touchdown. You know, maybe 1, 2. Didn't happen.
Nope. Next game, Kansas City versus Atlanta. Kansas City pulls off the win, 17-14. I'm incredibly disappointed by this entire game.
Young-Hoo Koo misses that kick, or makes that kick, and we could be talking a different story here for the Chiefs.
I'm just disappointed all around. I had that stack of Hill and Mahomes, and they just crapped the bed. You know, Travis Kelce was 13 for 7 for 98 yards and a touchdown. DeMarcus Robinson got 29 yards and a touchdown. Laquan Treadwell got a touchdown. Hayden Hurst got a touchdown on 5 receptions, 47 yards. It was just I was expecting a lot more offense, especially from the Chiefs. But, you know, I had Calvin Ridley, so I really needed something to happen from him. But I was more wholly disappointed in this.
There was a lot of pressure on both quarterbacks, and honestly, the Atlanta Falcons, they have a good group up front. Like, they can bring that pressure, kind of similar to the Eagles, actually. Like, they're not great on the back end. AJ Terrell dropped that touchdown. Tyreek Hill almost grabbed it. Did you see that? That was fucking wild.
No, yeah, so
AJ Terrell is about to intercept the ball right in front of Tyreek Hill, and he just comes down to the ground and can't secure the catch. Very, you know, like Terrell Owens-esque, right? Or I'm sorry, Des Bryant-esque for the Cowboys, not Terrell Owens. And he just drops it, and Tyreek has a chance to like have it kind of like bounce up to him. Terrell kind of knocks it down. So I was thinking about you on that end zone target for Tyreek. But the very next play, they get the touchdown to win it to Demarcus Robinson. And then, of course, Young Koo can't make the final kick. I think it was only 39 yards. Ouch.
Pressure.
Game should have been going into overtime. I wasn't that pleased with it either, just because of the final. It's like, you want a higher scoring game out of that. That sucks.
Yeah. All right. Next game, your Bears, 41-17 against the Jaguars. First, I just want to say I was glad to see some offensive output like this. I don't care if it's against the Jaguars or the Jets. I'm just glad to see some offensive output.
Oh, yeah. It's the Jags at the end of the day. Everyone's going to try to run up the score the best they can. We needed it.
Still.
Yeah.
I was just glad to see it. I don't want to take away from your time talking about your team. Why don't you go over your team about this?
I mean, it was just the win that we needed, right? I mean, we're one game out of the playoffs. We're going to need to beat the Packers. Cardinals got it done for us. We had the easy matchup on the road. Like, the Bears kept it simple. I mean, David Montgomery's been a monster, continued to get fed. Mitch didn't make Mitch mistakes, so I can't ask for more than that. When he doesn't make Mitch mistakes, he's Maserati Mitch, right? So you just do the damn thing. I didn't get anything that I wasn't expecting from the Bears this week. The high score, 40 points, that's awesome, because we need that momentum to go up against the Packers. But I mean, they got it done. They did everything that we expected, or at least I expected. Steve was at the game. Shout out to Steve Hammond, one of our guys here at the Hizzy. He was in Jacksonville, bear down, showing the support. I think Emron said that him and Sarah were even trying to look into going to that. So Bears fans getting down, no games in Illinois. So we're not hosting any playoff games, but yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you know all about that.
A whole group of Ditkas walking by definitely showed me you guys travel very well. I was like, what? I transport to Chicago or something?
Mm-hmm.
So let me see. Allen Robinson, 13 for 10 for 103. Jimmy Graham got 2 random touchdowns. Yeah. DJ Shark, he got 62 yards and a touchdown. Laviska Shenault, 5 receptions, 48 yards and a touchdown.
You want to touch on DJ Shark a little bit? You want to handle that now, Nick?
Sure. Yeah. So DJ Shark is leading the bet, but I had a mishap with my Clippers where I tried to get closer on this and then got way too close, so it looked like it was coming out of my neck like a bush. So I had to take it all off, and then also, just took the hair with it while I was there. So
you could leave me a consolation prize.
Yeah, I just go all for it, but I feel bad. I messed up the bet. That was like a year and a half worth of growth, and I was really disappointed more for the bet than actually losing my beard, because I don't care. Like,
beards grow back, Nick.
I know. I'm
It'll
sorry.
Be back. It's all good.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, you will be properly, punished, hazed, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna let Twitter decide your fate. I guess we'll figure it out how we'll do that. But man, I got my headband over there that I'm going to show off tomorrow night for the basketball. These European kids are getting into the headbands, but I was like, man, realistically, it's fucking headbands if I'm bald in a week. My hair was about to come off. I was getting scared. And then you give me a positive DJ Shark game. I got no excitement now. You're killing me. We'll figure it out.
I'm sorry. That's my fault. Next year, it will definitely be on the line, and I will stay away from the Clippers. Miss Margaret got me some good Clippers. They were gold, and they were shiny, and they had silver. And I was like, oh, man, I really want to use it and look good. And
can't wait.
It went sideways. And I refuse to use Clippers from now on. So, that's about it for that game. Anything else you want to say, or you want to move on? DJ
Shark, 31-yard lead. That's it.
You're Devontae Parker needs to fucking play, but neither here nor there.
He played enough games. That was Shark's 12th game. So
I know.
We'll see what we got. 31 yards. We'll see what we get.
What kind of BS is this? But whatever. I messed up. But anyway, next game: Houston Texans 31, Cincinnati Bengals 37. I mean, man, I feel bad for Deshaun Watson. Like, let me see his stats. I don't even see the stat line for him.
I guess.
324 yards and 3 touchdowns and no sacks. He got 38 yards rushing. David Johnson even got 12 attempts, 128 yards and a touchdown. Brandon Cooks 10 for 7 for 141 yards and a touchdown. Darren Fells got a random touchdown. It just
Lots of offense. It was great for fantasy. If anyone had Watson's, it was great. It was a battle of the bad that was just no defense. So it's great television, great TV. Saw a lot of it on Red Zone because they were just constantly scoring. It was wild.
Yeah, T. Higgins got a touchdown from Cincinnati. Drew Sample got a touchdown. And Samaje P. What? Samaje Perine got 2 touchdowns? Are you kidding me?
37 points. The opportunities will come. It's wild. I mean, both defenses are just so bad. And JJ Watt leads the league in sacks this year. What the hell? Yeah, it's wild, man. I know it. I said the same thing. I was like, shit, that guy didn't get hurt. That really sucks for that team because everybody else did. And also they're just not as good. What the hell?
That's crazy.
Bob's out of there, so they're moving in the right direction. I'm excited for Houston's future. I think they can right the ship. I have not been impressed with their interviews, the people that they've been bringing in. Louis Riddick was a guy that they had talked to. I like that. That's good. But the Romeo Cornells and stuff like that, I was not impressed. No, thank you. Oh, who was the other one from Detroit? Who was the previous coach for Detroit? Oh, you're killing me. What was it?
I have no idea. Previous coach.
John Reed said, if Nick's name wasn't on the bottom corner, I wouldn't have even known it was him.
That's John Reed.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I can't remember, but yeah, the ex Lions coach went and interviewed there, and they were saying oh yeah, we're going to consult with Watson. I just got to think Watson was just like this in the meetings, just completely Bruce Wayne in a morning boardroom meeting or something like that. Just nope, not interested, not happening.
Yeah,
move it along. Is Eric Bieniemy available yet?
Yeah, for real.
Can we interview him yet?
Yeah. Next game, Washington football team 13, Carolina 20. Dwayne Haskins
was not that close. Also,
yeah, Dwayne Haskins is a freaking joke. I'm glad he's out of Washington. It's just it's just a bad look for everybody around. He threw 2 interceptions, and then broke NFL media rules by heading home, and then the team couldn't reach him. Dude, come on, man. Couldn't last the season.
The actual interview that he did give after that. Apparently, we do have to clear that up. So he was not available for that interview because he left. But apparently there was some miscommunication that led to him leaving that wasn't on him. And honestly, I think it was just someone saying bro, there's the fucking door. Don't let it hit you where God put your brain.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. He got drafted because he's best friends with Snyder's kid. Yeah. It was just for him. It sounds like he's a spoiled kid right now, and he's not maturing in any kind of way. I mean, Jalen Hurts is probably a year or 2 younger than him, or maybe a year, and was 100 times more mature than Dwayne Haskins.
Pro ready. He looks pro ready. Like that. Not if you don't even bring in Haskins, intangibles all the stuff off the field, all these issues, all the problems, the lack of leadership, and you just looked at his play on the field. You look at a quarterback that's not ready to play in the NFL. That's just keep it as simple as you can. Don't even if you're not looking at any of this other stuff, watch some tape. You're not going to see anything good. You and I were talking before the show about his potential future. You're saying he's out of the league, and I mean, I just think he'll get a training camp job. I think he'll get an offer to come in and try out. Essentially, this league with the quarterback position is just so valuable. I have to feel like he's a third, second string guy somewhere.
4th string. He's a 4th string guy. He's not good. I've said it a million times. He's not
run with a purpose.
He's not an actual quarterback. If he was an actual quarterback, him and Terry McLaurin should have the best chemistry in the league. They literally played together last 2 years. So if they was actual quarterback, they would actually have great chemistry. But they don't. You look at the plays that happen. There's some plays where I'm just like, where are you actually looking at? What is going on? And he is actually being told where to throw the ball at. He does not know how to read through his progressions. I'm not saying I could read through progressions, but sitting on my couch, I can see that he is not able to do the job as a quarterback in the NFL. He just needs to be told, and he doesn't have any redeeming qualities outside of quarterbacking, maybe mobility. He's kind of lead-footed.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think he really has anything outside of pocket ability that we saw in college. That's about it. And as far as Terry McLaurin, As far as Terry McLaurin goes, I'm sure that dude wants Kyle Allen back like ASAP. Like he hasn't necessarily like boomed with Alex Smith in the lineup. Logan Thomas and JD McKissick have just been the rock solid guys for that offense. I mean, don't get me wrong, Scary Terry's the man, like he gets it done, but he's just been, more inconsistent than those two in these previous weeks. Like JD McKissick and Logan Thomas, to me, like those are the guys that are carrying him literally to the playoffs, that offense. Logan Thomas right now, third highest targeted tight end in the league. Wow.
Yeah.
And McKissick's just a wide receiver back there. I don't care what anybody says. Like they're just looking to pass to him whenever. Like I love it.
That's crazy. I don't get how he gets so many receptions, but yeah, I mean, the Panthers, they won a game, but they only won 5 games. Curtis Samuel got 5 receptions for 106 yards and also 7 attempts rushing for 52 yards. Mike Davis got a touchdown, but there really was no redeeming stat on either side. Except
the game was over before it even started. By the way, Cam Newton just ran the most awkward touchdown I've ever seen in my life. By the way, if you have the replay coming up, you should check this one because this is literally the most awkward rushing touchdown I've ever seen. Let me see this here real quick. Looks to throw, pocket collapse. Looks like the defensive end's about to trip him up. Running. Dips a tackle, falls into the end zone. Like, what the hell was that? Are the Bills even trying to stop the run? What the hell?
I mean, that was weird. I saw that and I was like, what the heck?
Just falling in. And they missed the kick.
Embarrassing.
Good for the under. Let's go.
Next game. Also another game I'm very freaking disappointed in. Denver Broncos lost to Chargers 19-16.
Why are you disappointed in that one?
Because I needed a bunch of offense from Herbert. And Herbert only got me 1 touchdown for 253 yards. Didn't even hit 300, which is highly disappointing considering his track record. But, he's just a rookie. I can't expect too much of him. I shouldn't have put him on for championship weekend. Honestly, Fitzpatrick got me the same amount of points and he played like half the game. Let me see. Eckler, he got a touchdown. Receiving, that's pretty much normal. Drew Lock threw 2 interceptions. Deshaun Hamilton 9 for 5 for 77. Look at oh my gosh, Jerry Jeudy. This is getting worse by the week.
15 targets, bro. 15.
Oh,
God. I know it's wild. Drew Lock is not ready yet, man. He's not ready yet. Like, come on, like you got to get a couple of those in there. 10 for 15, 8 for 15. But man, sick, killing me.
They're just so streaky in Denver. Like that, like some weeks Drew looks like the best quarterback, but most of the time he's pretty below average. And it does not help that it's 15, only 6 receptions on 15 targets. Like that's awful. That's awful. And both ends need to get better on that if they want any kind of success offensively.
I agree. I just took the a live under in this game. They moved the line up to 52 points, and I took the under.
Smart.
Yep, taking that.
So next game is the Rams and the Seahawks. Seahawks beat the Rams 20-9. Seeing if there's any stats that are worth anything.
Seahawks defense is just pretty good, right? I mean, that's not necessarily what you're expecting. Is for them to only let up less than 10 points.
Yeah, they're coming on.
Yeah, that's solid. They need that. That's kind of why I feel them in the NFC Championship. Not saying they're going to win it, but I feel like if they just get enough defense, like get a couple extra stops than they were, in the mid part of this year, I think they're going to be right there with the Packers. I mean, not saying they're going to beat them, like I said, but I think if they get just a couple extra plays on defense, they're going to the NFC Championship.
Yeah, absolutely. And really, there's no stats here that are worth anything. No one got over 100 yards passing. I
think the biggest story here is Jared Goff. Like he's got a pin in his thumb. Doesn't look like he's going to be playing in Week 17, and their playoff hopes are on the line. John Wolford, is he AAF or XFL?
That's AAF. I think he played for the purple team, which was. I don't even know who they
Purple
were.
Leaders.
I don't know who they were. I just remember. Oh, the Atlanta team. The Atlanta. I don't know. Purple something, but I don't know.
I had him in AAF fantasy, and I was doing pretty well with him until they shut that league down. Yeah. So I mean, I'm not pumped. I'm not excited about it, but I mean, I don't think the Rams are going to make it. Like backup quarterback Cam Akers isn't there. I mean, maybe he gets back this week, but he's going to have to carry a big load. Darrell Henderson didn't really impress me. What did Malcolm Brown do?
Malcolm Brown, 7 for 27 and 1 reception for 8 yards.
Not gonna cut it. What was Darrell's?
Darrell was 12 for 62.
Not great still.
Yeah,
Not great.
terrible.
Yeah, not up against the Seahawks, man. Not up against the Seahawks. Seahawks take down the division, so I got one division win. I need the football team to close it down for me.
Well, the only way they're going to lose for sure is if they had Haskins. So you definitely got a shot there.
They're starting Alex Smith, is what they're saying. So believe in Smith. Yeah, I've been banging his drum since he could walk again. So,
yep. So next game is Cowboys and the Eagles. Cowboys pulled off a win 37-17. I was highly impressed with the passing attack for the Dallas Cowboys with Dalton. Yeah. Not saying that Dalton, I don't think Dalton is a bad quarterback at all. I just think that he was thrust into a crazy position at first, and it took a moment for him to get into the offense. The one thing that I do want to say is if someone has enough time in this offense and understands it, almost anybody can succeed. It's just that the pieces in the offense have not been in there long enough to have team success. But you see how when Dalton has been in it and he hasn't been hurt and has a couple weeks in it, he can start making some plays and the receivers are starting to respond. Like, Amari Cooper, I saw that he had 6 targets, 4 receptions, 121 yards. Michael Gallup, 8 targets, 6 receptions, 121 yards, and 2 touchdowns. It's just like the offense is starting to click, and it's just like, man, like if Dak was in it, this offense would be almost like a big spectacle. Like it would be almost
it was when Dak was in it, right?
Yeah.
I love the passing game, and for me, what it did the most for the offense, read off Zeke Elliott's stat line this week.
Oh yeah. I want to go
talk about a rebirth. Talk about a rebirth. I felt like that just opened things up for him. He didn't have as much pressure coming down the middle, and that's an Eagles defense, man. I didn't write a sit or start article this week for fantasy, but man, Zeke would have been on that list. The Eagles, I'm always talking up the Eagles front group and how good they are up against the run. I think in fantasy they rank like 12th or something like that, or 8th in the league for strength up against the run. So I thought for sure like he was going to have a bad game. No, he did great. But I feel like it was mostly because the passing game was just clearly wide open.
Yeah. So just that line was 19 attempts, 105 yards. Also, my boy CeeDee Lamb went 1 rush for 19 yards and a touchdown, and also three receptions for 65 yards and touchdown for 52 yards. I watched that play. He was wide the fuck open. Like they really just had a breakdown in coverage, but Dalton was a veteran quarterback and saw it open and just let him. Like, a below average quarterback would have overthrown him or underthrown him. Like Dalton hit him right in stride and he just went straight to the house. So that was good to see.
Yeah, that was awesome. Like to see him come back. I don't know if everybody started him in fantasy as Gabe Davis takes a big touchdown. That's not going to do anything for my over. Or they call it back. They can call it back. I don't have the volume on, so
I think he called it a timeout or something. I don't know.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I just looked up and I saw Gabe Davis just catching a wide open touchdown in the corner. It's like, no, it's not a real touchdown, actually. Sorry about that. Looks like the Patriots had called a timeout. Oh, Bill. Oh, you dog. Oh, yeah, both Belichick's on camera there. You ever seen Steve Belichick's mullet? Pretty solid mullet.
I have not seen it yet.
Ooh, I'm putting that on the list. You have to grow a mullet. Putting that on the list.
That's the thing though. My hair doesn't grow down like long hair. It grows up like a chia pet.
Will wait, Nick.
It'll take forever, man. It'll be like it's not like bamboo.
It'll take a year and a half.
Oh man, that'll be crazy.
Come right around hockey season.
Allie will not be happy.
All right.
Anyway, next game, Green Bay beat the Tennessee Titans 40-14 in the snow.
Anticlimatical, like what was that? Come on.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers threw 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I was just wanting a lot more from the Titans. Like I picked the Packers to cover 7. Like I bet that live, so I made some money. It was cool. I didn't bet a ton. Made like $30 or something like that. But awesome, great, cool. I just wanted a better showing. That's all. You got all that talent there. Titans have looked really good on offense. I just thought it'd be a really high scoring game. It's kind of pissed me off.
The problem that I'm seeing with the Packers is if Devontae Adams is off, the entire team is off. Like he has 12 targets for 11 receptions. Not a single, only one person got more than 3 targets, and that was Aaron Jones. Everyone else got 1 to 2, and it's just like stark. Like when you look at the stats and you're looking at the box score, you're like, if he's off, if Devontae Adams has the flu, the Packers passing offense is gone. Like there's no one there. I mean, I like Aaron Rodgers is an animal in himself, and I think that he can do it, but it'll be a lot harder than if Devontae Adams is there. Devontae Adams just makes the offense just hum.
Oh, absolutely. But next week you could very well see. Well, next week though they will have it wrapped up, and I'm really interested to see about that because they have it all wrapped up and they're playing the Bears at home.
Ugh.
What to do about that? I don't know. Do you let the Bears win? Do you stomp on their throats? Do you not let them in the playoffs? Like, I don't know. What do you do? As I've said before, Aaron Rodgers, he can beat the Bears in 2 quarters. He doesn't need a full game. I've seen it. I've seen it. Like he has done it before. I think there was a year they put up like 40 plus points by halftime. It was it was a Jay Cutler game. It was no good. But no, the Packers are going to be there. Like we've been saying, there are guys to go to the Super Bowl for the NFC. So this is all expected. Like you need the elite quarterback, you need the elite wide receiver, and you just have, a ton of talent sprinkled in. I think a lot of people will say Aaron Jones is an elite running back. He was not highlighted that way this year. He just wasn't. Like he did not get the exact usage that everyone was expecting coming in, just based off of the concept that they were going to power run all over the place. And Emron even kind of fell into that trap, like with your guys' prop bet between Wentz and Rodgers. There was just a ton of perception that the Packers were just going to run all over the place. That's what they wanted to do. Spent that high end draft capital on AJ Dillon. Like, what are you doing, right? That could have been another guard for A-Rod. That could have been another wide receiver. Could you imagine if they had Justin Jefferson instead of Jordan Love? Could you imagine? Seriously. Like, oh my God, oh my goodness.
Who's their GM there?
I don't know. Matt LaFleur probably had a big. I still think that Matt LaFleur had the biggest to do with that. Like he's the coach, he's had the success. Like since he's been there, the record is nice and shiny bright. Like they've been rolling on all cylinders. How many losses do they have on the year? I can pull up really quickly. It is only 3, and I believe they only had 3 last year.
Yeah.
So if they do beat the Bears, let's say they don't, right? 5 losses for 7 losses in 2 years. Wow. Not that bad. Matt LaFleur is going to be there for a while, given the culture of the Packers, the way that they, stay true to their own, right? I think Matt LaFleur is going to be around for a while, and that's what they said. They're like, all right, man, we're giving you the green light. Go get your guy for the future. It certainly wasn't for this year. Yeah. He would not have backed up Aaron Rodgers. Like you will not see, if Aaron Rodgers got hurt between now and the NFC Championship game, you would not see Jordan Love in there taking snaps, trying to go in and win it for him. I mean, John Wolford about to try and go and get it for the Rams. Jordan Love not going to be there for the Packers. Like, what the hell, man? That's so wild to me. Just looking back, I mean, did he just throw? Oh no, that's just a random tight end. Was that Caden Smith tight end? Lee Smith tight end. Gotcha. Wow, man, Bills are just pissing people off in fantasy. But hey, at least Josh Allen got another touchdown, so that's good. Good for him. Yeah. That's helping out somebody's fantasy day. Any other takeaways? Like, I mean, anything on the Titans, or are you expecting the Titans to make that push to get in? They're tied for the division right now.
If they go through Green Bay, nope.
No, who do they play next week?
They're in the AFC. Shit.
Yeah, who do the Titans?
They got to play Chiefs
next week.
No, I was talking about in the playoffs. Titans. Let me see who are they playing. Why can't I get this right now? There you go. All right. So they're playing Houston. So that's a W. But going into the playoffs, I just don't see them actually being able to overcome the top teams. They struggled against other top teams, and they're kind of like, the lower echelon of the elites. Like if there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they're at 5. And that's kind of how I see them.
Yeah, I don't know about them making it in. I mean, let me pull up their thing here really quick. I just feel for Derrick Henry. You know what I mean? Like, what else does the dude have to do to get this team into the playoffs? I mean, he still had a respectable game too. Yeah, he just under 100 yards, just under 100 yards. But yeah, so they get the Houston Texans next week. So Titans versus Texans. Who do the Colts play? Do we know?
I'm pulling that up right now, and the Colts play Jacksonville. So W's on both ends.
Wow, W's on both sides. So let's take a quick look.
One of them's going to lose. One of them's going to lose.
Let me take a quick look because I do have some of the tiebreakers pulled up here. So let's see. If Indianapolis clinches the AFC South Division, they need a win and a Tennessee loss. Not going to happen. They're both going to win. So let's see here. Or, Indy could tie and Tennessee could lose. That's always fun. Get another tie. For the Colts to make the playoffs, they need an Indy win. Plus, man, they need a bunch of stuff. They need to win no matter what, but they also need a Baltimore loss, a Cleveland loss, and a Miami loss. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like they might be on the outside looking in here.
It's absolutely possible, man. Crazy stuff happens.
Miami 10-5, Browns 10-5, Baltimore 10-5, Tennessee 10-5, and they can only take 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 3 of them, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's one of them is going to be on the outside looking in. So the Dolphins, the Browns, the Ravens, or the Titans, or the Colts. So realistically, no. There's actually one more in there. Well, no, because there's a division winner. One of those two will win the division. I don't know the tiebreakers between the Colts and the Titans. So who's out? Give me one of those teams that's out. The Titans, the Colts, the Ravens, the Browns, or the Dolphins. Give me your team that's not in the playoffs. I'm not going to force you to pick who's in. Give me the one team that's not.
I'm going to say the Browns.
I think you're onto something. It's just the total Browns thing to do, right?
They would absolutely mess it up. Like the best year that they ever have, they would absolutely throw it away somehow.
You know who they play this week, right?
Who?
You want to take a guess? It's a division opponent.
Ravens.
Nope.
Bengals.
Steelers.
Oh, they're screwed.
Not good. I love it. I'm going to be watching every second of that game. That's going to be a great game. But that's going to be huge. Like the culture is on the line. Like there's going to be some really angry Browns fans if they don't close this out. I mean, it's not fair. Don't get me wrong. Like this week, not fair with the COVID and all that. It's not right. But you have the chance to still make it in. You got to knock in the teeth of the Steelers and put one on them. I mean, and I think they're at home. So the Browns at home, you get Road Ben in there, the Cleveland again, not that far from Pittsburgh, but I didn't think Cincinnati was either. And he played terrible in Cincinnati. So I don't know. I was thinking that the Steelers had it all wrapped up. They're going to lose this week. They turned it around, kind of, righted the ship. You're going to say the Steelers win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way the Steelers let the Browns win. Like it's different to like lose to like out of division opponent. That's absolutely different. But when you're like in the division and you're known for like beating, like you do not like. I guarantee you, the Steelers fans do not want the Browns fans on them on Twitter. Like the Browns fans are gonna shit all over them, and there's no way that this like Pittsburgh is just a little bit different. Like they got a lot of pride, and there's no way that they're gonna give up a game because Mike Tomlin doesn't give up games. Like he doesn't sit players. He plays them all the entire season, and they have a job. So they're
not going to let the Browns in the playoffs because realistically, you could have anyone could look at the scouting tape and just say the Browns are better than the Ravens, and like they're not just going to not let a lesser team in, right? Like I'm sure the Steelers want the Ravens in rather than the Browns because the Browns oppose more of a threat. Let me see if I got some early lines on that game. Actually, I just want to take a look really quick, see what the book is thinking about that one. It is going to be played. Oh, it's a 1:00 game. Anticlimactical. I would like that as an 8:20 game. Oh, who's got the 8:20 game next Sunday?
It's the Eagles in Washington.
The football team and Washington. Trying to cash my ticket on prime time. Gonna need the Cowboys to lose as well. I believe they're playing the Giants, but or actually no. The football team just needs to win. They have the tiebreaker. I forgot.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh, the line on that. Oh, they don't have a line on the game yet. Sorry. They just don't have one. The spread is -7 for the Browns. I'm going to take the Steelers to cover 7.
I'm going to say the Browns are going to cover 7.
All right. Fair enough. I never take the Browns to cover. Never can, never will. Won't do it. Can't do it. Won't do it. Really quick, we do have some questions for you, Nick. Yasmin brings up a very good point. You do have kind of a post-murder makeover, really trying to skip town.
That's hilarious.
And I got John Reed, come on, my woman over here, man. Easy, buddy.
That's too many A's.
Too many ha-has, bro.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Good, yeah, I mean, that's pretty funny. Yeah, I definitely.
We've been watching some Desperate Housewives, so there's some murder and high talent out of town going on. So we get down.
And some clean shaven guys in that show too.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Interesting fact: Allie looked at my entire family when I had the beard, and she was like, "You know what's funny? I never realized this, but you're the only one that actually has a beard." And I was like, "Okay, right. My entire family is pretty much clean shaven because they're a bunch of either they're white or they're Cuban Guidos that just don't have beards." So,
I was gonna say I'm really white and I got a lot of hair on my face.
Well, I need it. My dad works for UPS, so
I need to shave. Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. I got you. Was that the last one?
Yep.
All right. Well, you got anything to close it out with? That's pretty much it.
You like my new hoodie? TITTH.
I liked it. I like that one. That's pretty solid. Yeah. Gotta get the YouTube link on the back or something.
Oh yeah. But it was from Allie's. Allie's mom got it for me, but she went through her sister who went to Crafty Panda. So Amanda Faverty, thank you so much. I'm not sure if you're even watching right now, but I'm gonna shout you out. Thank you so much, hoodie. I like that it's actually like a custom made hoodie, so no one else is gonna have it. It's a one of a kind. So that's how I like. So next gift for me is getting an embroidered TITTH hat. That'd be
all right. Right on. Get you a flat bill.
Yeah, some snapback. I think Lids can do something like that. So.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure Lids is like just like killing for business right now. I would just take a quick trip over the mall. They'll help you out right away. They'll have like a guy like cleaning your shoes and shit.
Yeah.
When I went to the mall nearest to us or whatever, it's like it's retail Death Valley. It's very sad.
Oh yeah.
There was a store selling jerseys for an enormous price, so I didn't get one. But I was walking through the mall, and everyone was like waving hi to me and stuff. Like they haven't seen a customer in like hours. I was like, man, I bet like any one of these people, like I'm pretty sure the ladies at Bed Bath and Body will like just give you like a shoe shine just to walk around the store. Yeah, well, it was weird.
Why didn't you go to Clarksburg Outlets? That's closer, man. That's closer than Lake Forest Mall.
It was snowing. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was coming from the different direction, so I'll check them out. Are they open? They're COVID safe.
Yeah, I mean, I took Allie there to get some gifts, last minute shopping, and she was like, "Oh, I'm kind of impressed by this," and she had some nice deals and stuff like that. Took me like 3 years to get her there, but just stay persistent, stay with it.
Yeah, they're not that far. They're close. I've been there once or twice.
And exit down. So
yeah, they're not bad. I like them. They're just break out the moolah, break out the big bag.
Allie got a 50% discount.
That's always nice. That helps out.
Yeah, it's an outlet, dude.
Oh, yeah, at the end of the day, that's true. It is. They get all the recycled stuff or whatever from the big stores or whatever they want to call it. I still call it. I still say bullshit, but whatever.
Yeah,
they're just trying to get us suckers in there. Get some good deals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a sucker for a good deal. So, yeah. All right, cool. Well, we'll see you guys next time. We are coming back tomorrow. Or no, not tomorrow. That's Tuesday. We'll be back Wednesday for TITTH number 89 with some basketball action. We'll be back in the house for that. And then what we're doing Friday. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Friday?
New Year's Day.
Yeah, we're doing New Year's Day, 2 p.m. Eastern time for TITTH number 90. Nick Emron and I will be on air, so tune in for that. We'll be giving you our Week 17 preview. Fantasy's pretty much wrapped up. I mean, we'll talk a little bit about some sitter starts, but realistically, all of you guys had your championship week this week, and if you didn't, then you're playing in the wrong league. You don't want Kansas City's going to sit their starters, guys. Come on. If you're playing in a league that's going into Week 17 for your championship, quit. And that's all I got. So, you got anything, Nick?
Nope, I'm good. Thank you guys for watching.
All right, cool. We'll see you guys next time. Take care. Be well.